Alright, what is up guys? I'm Coco Crazy, and I'm sorry it's been a while, but we're doing a new series now. This is Blob Town for beginners. It's going to be a series of simple tutorials, and let's get on with the first video. So, the first video in the series is going to be making your first blobs. You might have figured this out by now if you've played Blob Town before, but your X button brings up this little menu right here, and I'll go through this menu really quick. So, right here, this tab is blobs. These are all your colors and also all your basic tools. Alright, and then over here, these are going to be your inverted special colors or your Blash Pass materials or Physify if you're in a physics lobby like I am. And then the next one, this blue smiley face, is going to be special blobs. So, there are creating avatars, creating buildings, or creating cosmetics. This next one is the inventory menu. When you click it, your inventory shows up, and right here, yeah, you can see it. These things on the side right here. Let me see. All right, yeah, right there. There's avatar all, which is just all these avatars. It's just sorting blobs, buildings, cosmetics, and then lost and found. If you log off and you forgot that something in your inventory was out, then it'll go over there. And tagged for sale, I don't have anything, and that's in person. So if you're selling something in person, that's where it'll go. And then the next one, world. This is just the same as clicking the 3 lines button on your left controller. It just shows up. Let me see if I can get it in the camera. It shows up this thing where you can make your private world. Just join a new random server on the town island, and then these are new servers on each of these maps. Or you can do settings, and that's pretty easy to explain, pretty obvious. And then phone, this is what I'm using to record right now. It pops up this little thing that you can't see. And then movement. Oh, I can switch to hands. I'm kind of short. Let me see if I can get back here. But yeah, that'll just change it to Gorilla Tag or Yeeps movement or whatever you want to call it. And so that's just the simple menu thing. And they recently added the undo, redo things and the report tool right here, and the bow, they moved it to be up here, so it's always accessible from every tab that you open up. Alright, so now this episode is about blobs. So we're not going to be talking about any complicated avatars or anything. We're just going to be talking about making blobs, selling blobs, and, tricks that you can do with blobs and stuff, building tips. Alright, so the first thing, when making a blob, select a color. I'm just going to select this random color. Make your blob. Whoop. So it's a pretty simple blob right there. But you can only see this blob because this is a work in progress blob, as I like to call it. So other people cannot see this blob. Only you can, which is a little bit annoying. So you can't just create something and they can see the process. What you have to do is you have to blobify like that. So I hold it down, build button down is A, and just put it over your blob and then let go. And so that deblobified it. When you let go and it does that animation where like everything's coming together, that's blobifying. If it does nothing, that's deblobifying. So everyone can see it now, and you have to blobify something in order to, you have to bring out your inventory and then put it in just like that, and you have to blobify something to put it in your inventory, because you can see if I deblobify it, it's deblobified, I can no longer put it in my inventory. It doesn't accept it. Alright, and another thing blobifying can do, I'm just going to draw 2 blobs like this. Obviously, they are separate. But if I blobify them, they are one. And I was teaching my mom how to play this game earlier. I'm probably going to release that video pretty soon. But she was confused because she thought that when you add another blob to the mix and blobify them all, then it actually does indeed link all of them together, even if there's a previous blobification. So yeah, you can just add as many as you want. Blobify all these. That's fine. As many as you want. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But just to save progress and not move anything around unintentionally, I always blobify during making my avatars. It makes the process a lot smoother. But yeah, I try and stay away. If you're making a building, I would say like not a building, but just a big house or just a bigger blob. I would stay away from making your house these like just filling it in and making just a box like this of these default textures, or especially what I see a lot is just when people are selling stuff, they're just making a cardboard box basically, or just like a wooden box standing inside of it. It looks really bad, so don't do that. Always make your houses or stores look unique. And now on to some of the tips that you can use for some building. So, like I just mentioned, use different textures, use unique textures, use better ones like this one. That one's actually pretty good. It's just like a tiles, wooden or stone tiles. And what you can do is, this is the scale bar at the bottom, so you can scale that. And a trick that you can do with this is place a big blob down. It's placed down, and you just have your hand there, shrink it down to the minimum, and then tap each of the corners of that big blob that you made until you have one corner that you haven't tapped. And this is really cool. This will make a spike, right, like that. And this can be used for a lot of detailing. I see it a lot on guns, or someone's making a Demogorgon thing and they use it for sharp teeth. It looks really good, and you should definitely use that. And another thing I should mention is in this lobby that I'm in, a private lobby or a physics lobby, I'm in a physics lobby, there's an edit mode. And if you toggle that on, you can scale yourself up. You can't really see it, but I'm really big. You can scale yourself down, really tiny. Or you can move around with your joysticks, or sorry, your grip buttons right here, and just do this. And what I like to do is I'm going to do the smallest brush right here when I'm scaled down, and then I'll scale to normal size by unselecting it and press the smallest blob here. Look, these two are the same exact brush size, but because I'm scaled down, you can make details a lot smaller. So always use that. Another thing is I'm just gonna make block right here. If you want to make a detail, because sometimes this happens, like hands that are made like this, or trying to think of other things, just like smaller details, like those tiny triangles in each of my eyes, whatever. Sometimes you want to make it smaller than even the smallest brush that you can do. So I'm just gonna do yellow, and actually I'll make this a bit bigger. What you can do is, you see this is a whole block, obviously. I'll actually change it into an invisible avatar so you can see it better. This is a whole block, and this obviously is not a small detail, but what you can do is rotate it so the corner is sticking out, and then put it in, and then you can make a really fine line. That's pretty bad, but you get what I'm saying. You can make really fine lines with a pretty big cube if you just put it inside of each other like that. And so those are pretty much how to make more detailed things, and that is really useful to use for complicated builds like this. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you're probably not making complicated builds. That's okay. Color picker, there has been a lot of updates on this thing, and it came out pretty recently, and so it's kind of bugged for me. I don't know why, but I'm not going to demonstrate that. Slicing tool gives you this little knife. Green side is what you want to keep. Red side is what you want to slice off. Just like that. And if it's blobified, it won't slice. So you have to unblobify it, so it has to be a normal blob. Slice it. There we go. Whatever's on the red side will slice off, and it will keep what's on the green side. and those will fall to the ground. But if you just want to delete those, then just go into edit mode, go all the way down, delete all the things on the ground. Alright, there we go. So yeah, that's pretty much the basics. I think that's pretty much it for this video. If I have missed anything that you want to know more about, then I'll either cover it in the next video, or you can just tell me in the comments. I might make another video about all the stuff that you want to know more about. And I will see you later. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and please subscribe. Thank you.